Hello and welcome back. This is video number 7, creating high quality thank you offers. So after you have researched your niche and you've analyzed the vendors and the buyer's desires, it's time to create a high value offer. So you're going to pretty much take everything that you have taken notes upon and analyzed and figured out and simply create a product, an ebook, a video course, whatever that might be. Now, really what it comes down to is either you have more money or more time. And what I mean by that is if you have more money to spend and invest in your business, then I would highly recommend that you outsource this process to an expert writer, an expert video course creator, or somebody else who is able to simply write about the subject matter. And that way you can focus primarily on finding vendors who will say yes. Now, if you do not have as much money to invest in the business, and if that is the case, then you will need to spend more time. In other words, you'll need to spend more time creating the high value offer yourself. So either way, I'm going to show you different routes that you can take. So the secret is from video number 5, where we talked briefly about finding vendors to piggyback on. And in doing so, we were able to study the vendors and a niche, and you should know different topics that you can create a high value product on. Remember, it's not about creating something that the vendor has already created. It's by creating something of high value that is not in direct competition, but is related in some sort of fashion, whereas the vendor will actually say yes. So once you have decided upon that and you have taken notes, and if you haven't, feel free to go back and do so. Next, what you want to do is you want to kind of choose a medium, meaning what are you going to provide as far as the value goes? Is it going to be in the form of a report, an ebook, an audiobook, a video course, or a webinar? What is that going to be in the form of? Because knowing that is crucial, because if you know what that is, you'll be able to find out who you will need to hire or what you need to do to get that created. So like I said, if you have more time, you can do it yourself. But we recommend that you actually outsource this process because this process will take time. Creating an ebook, you need to create an outline. Creating a report, same thing. So if you can kind of get an idea of what this particular buyer likes, what they don't like, and really hone in on that. And what you want to do is you want to create an outline. Now, you can take a look at other ebooks, other reports, other audiobooks that are similar, not necessarily wanting to copy it, but to get an idea of how it's laid out. You can even look at the reviews and take a look at the negative reviews and see what people are complaining about as far as maybe this book or report or course does not contain something. So you can simply take that and put it into your product. That's a great way to take what customers are saying and what they are not seeing in that product and making your product better. So while yes, it does cost money to outsource, it allows you more time to actually spend on the marketing side, getting vendors, finding them, and trying to get them to say yes, because that process does take a lot of time. So here's how to outsource this process if you want to find an expert and get somebody else to do it for you so that you can speed this process up. Because yes, this is a business and businesses do take time to run, and you want to try to outsource as much as possible so that you can grow your company. Otherwise, you will spend too much time invested inside of your company and working inside of your company that you will not bring in a lot of profit. So let's go ahead and I'll show you where to outsource these mediums. Okay, so before I show you how to outsource things and how to do it correctly, I know a lot of people will say, well, I don't have money to invest into my business to outsource this process, and I want to learn how to do it myself. That's fine and all, and I'm not going to teach you how to do that in this particular course, because teaching you how to write an ebook or teaching you how to create a video course is a very complex thing to do. That can be done in a different video course. Now, the reason why I tell people always to try to outsource these processes is because you have writers who are gifted in writing. You have people who are gifted in creating videos. You want to leverage those people's skill sets to produce the best quality product as much as possible. And this is a business, so you are going to have to invest in your business. So me personally, I would say go out and find somebody who is an expert in writing, who is an expert in video creation, and let them do the work. But before you can get them to create a high quality product and use their skill set, you have to create an outline. All right, so let me show you how to briefly create a very quick and easy outline. Now, obviously, I've opened up Notepad. You don't have to open up Notepad. You can open up anything you want, but I like to write down the purpose. So what I've done in the past is I've done some research about the buyers, the vendors, obviously, just care about the buyers and want to make sure that the buyers are going to be happy. So in this case, let's say, for example, that I am going to approach vendors that are related to some product niche that deals with like weight loss. So the purpose of my high value offer is I am going to offer perhaps a recipe book or something related to weight loss, maybe something like diet. It doesn't have to be necessarily recipes. It can be, but it can be a doorway into something else. So what do I mean by that? Well, this offer could be a high value offer. And maybe I offer this product, and the purpose of this is to maybe educate people about diet and foods. And maybe it gives them a couple recipes. But ultimately, in that product, my goal is to probably ultimately try to sell more recipes. So maybe I want to get them into a monthly membership site down the road. So it gives them a taste now, but it actually builds the list and it helps you get them through the doors. So my ultimate goal here is to get them to join my membership site or get them to buy another product that is related to maybe recipes. More recipes. So given that is the case, what is my ebook or video course or whatever, what is it going to be? Well, now that I have a strategy here and I have a direction of what purpose it's going to be, how do I educate people about diet and foods? Well, obviously you're going to know better, but you need to give the writer or the video course creator some sort of guideline. Now, if you don't want to create all the content from scratch and you want to create a video course, typically what you want to do is you want to hire a writer. Now, most writers can go out and do some research and find information, and they'll be able to write a report or an ebook. But before they can do that, you have to create an outline. So in this case, we can educate people about diet and foods. So as far as weight loss goes, we can type in what are the top 30 foods that will naturally lower weight. So we can ask the writer to go out and find the top 30 foods. And then from that, we can ask them to find maybe 30 recipes based on each element that will lower weight loss or help people to lessen their weight. So the goal here is to give people direction. Now, like we showed you earlier, where's to find vendors, you can use that data. For example, you can go to Amazon.com, like I showed you in video number 5, and you can do research about vendors. But not only that, you can take a look at what their book is all about. You can get some ideas about that, and you can insert that into here. But what I'm trying to tell you is you have to give the article writer some guidance as to what they need to do. And then you give it to them and they have that right guidance, then they can create a wonderful report, a wonderful ebook that could easily also be converted to a video. So let's talk about sites where you can go to. There are several sites that I've used personally, and one site is called Fiverr.com. That's Fiverr.com. Now, Fiverr.com basically allows you to find people to create work for you, whether it's graphics, writing, videos for you, audio, music, business, or anything else for you. You literally can find just about everything at Fiverr.com. Now, Fiverr.com allows vendors to basically create services for you for $5 each. Now, you can typically add on to that. So for example, if we go through here and we want them to maybe do some business, actually we'll get them to do some articles and blog posts. And what I normally do is I try to do something like the seller level. New sellers I typically avoid. I like to do top rated sellers or level 2 or even level 1, that's fine. So let's just choose that, see what we get. Do English language. So now what you can see is you are left with the vendors that have really high ratings. All right. So what I would normally do is I would normally sort that by this, and then I would look at the top, find the person that I want that fits what I need, and then I would contact the top 3 people. And whoever gets back to me the fastest, that's a good test to figure out if they are reliable, if they're excited or not. If they take like 24 to 48 hours or more to get back to you, just ignore them, move on. Find somebody who responds quick and who actually writes accurately. So if they respond and their grammar is not clear and correct, then move on to the next person. So what you're trying to do is a vetting process, which allows you to figure out which freelancer is good or not. Now, keep in mind that it's not always going to cost $5. So you obviously will need to give the outline to that freelancer and ask them, hey, how much is it going to cost? Now, if you take a look at some of these article gigs, let's click on this one here. You'll see that they have different options. So for the $30 premium, you can have somebody research and write up to 1,000 words, 2 revisions, 5 focused keywords, and within 2 days delivery. So what you could easily do is you can get somebody to write your report or your ebook, and then you take that script and then you go find somebody under the video section and you ask them to read the report or ebook and turn it into a video. So if you look for spokespersons and testimonials, you can go up here, video animation spokespersons at the top. If you go over here, you can find people that fit the demographics. And that's the reason why we did a demographic research on Facebook Audience Insights. This allows you to pick and choose the demographics, which fits your audience best, and then create a video course by having them read the script that the article writer created. So now you have a report and a video that you can give away for free. And by adding video, what it does is it actually increases the perceived value of your product, because now you have video and you have a report, which you could ask somebody to add images to create into an ebook. So that's literally how easy it is to use Fiverr.com to get somebody to create an article or report or ebook and then convert that into a video course. Now, Fiverr.com is not the only place that you can go to. There are other sites. There's another site called Guru.com. This is another great site that we have tested and used. And of course, another site is called Upwork.com. That's upwork.com. And this is another great site to find freelancers who are willing to write for you, and really high quality ones at that as well. So that's it. Remember, outsource as much as possible, because this is your business and you should be spending time marketing your business, not actually working inside of your business. Because let's be honest, if you are not well versed in article writing or video creation and you try to create that product, most likely it's going to take more time, and time is money, and the value may be lower if you are not well versed in that area. So at the end of the day, it's just cheaper and better to outsource.